What up, guys? Eddie here, and welcome back to the Counselors Coach. Tonight we're going to cover a topic it's very dear to me. Obviously, being a coach of counselors myself, I see people go through this time and time again. That first phase when you start your business and you're thinking, man, this is tough. There is some tough times at the start. And for most people, what happens is they start off, they've got this idea in their head of, okay, well, being a counselor, it's $100 an hour or thereabouts. That's great money per hour. I should be able to kill it doing this quite easily. I mean, hey, I only need 10 clients in the door and I can live off that wage quite comfortably, right? But then, of course, they launch their business and they have to actually get those clients, and then the difficulties start to come in. Now, those difficulties are often because as counselors, we haven't been trained in our counseling diploma or our degree in the business side of actually being a counselor and knowing what it is to run a business. And in the case of most counselors, when you're doing one-on-one, building it up to just on a six-figure business, about 110K of a revenue a year is about what you can build your one-on-one business to, right? Aside from other products that you might do. So the question is, how do you get through that really tough time at the start? It really can be a very difficult thing. In fact, running any six figures or building any business to six figures in a year is incredibly challenging. You have got to create 100 grand worth of value for people. And the challenges that it takes to get there can crush people in that early phase, right? So what I'm going to do with you guys today is I'm going to go through a couple of the different phases that occur. So the first phase is you launch, you're really excited, and then you have a sudden freak out phase. And that can usually happens about a week, 2 weeks in, because you're sitting there and you go, awesome, launch my business, I'm going to start building business cards. First couple of weeks, you're like, yeah, I didn't expect to get any people in straight away. I've got to do the back end, get a payment facility, find a premises, do all that sort of stuff. And then in week 2, week 3, week 4, you don't get any clients, or you only have a drip feed of clients, and you realize actually you're not making any money out of business. And that is when the freak out happens and people go, holy shit, I can't run this as a business. What do I do now? And they freak. They don't know what to do next. And that's really why the Counselors Coach exists, so you guys can have a look at, okay, what exactly should we be doing? And they get desperate and they think, okay, well, I'll drop price because I'm not getting people in because I've got too high a price. And then the next thing is, okay, no, that's not working for me. I'm not bringing clients in. I need to do networking and network market, and I need to go out and meet people, but they don't really know where to network or how to do that, right? And it is at that point that most counselors actually go, no, I'm not in this. I didn't sign up for this, and I'm out, right? If they can't find a job somewhere and they can't get their private practice running, then at that point, they're sort of, I can't do this and it's too hard. If you make it through that phase, it gets so much easier after that. And what you need to do, if you're in that phase, the freak out phase, is realize two things. One is you are playing the long game, right? You're setting up a business which is a going concern. And what that means in business talk is it is going to go on indefinitely, right? Your business will keep going and going year after year. You're at the very beginning of the journey and it's supposed to be tough. And what you need to do is you need to actually figure out, how do I get clients in the door? And when you actually figure that out, then suddenly it becomes a measurable thing that you can do. So the second phase is they either figure that out, right? How do I actually get clients? And they start to bring clients in the door, and the freak out phase can only really last for so long before you realize, oh, that's actually just in my head, and what I need to do is get those clients. So then what do? Okay, well, you start to build client base up and you'll hit problems, and problem after problem come up as you build your business. And it can be different things. It can be, was I not ready to take payments off clients? Was I asking them to EFT me and invoicing them, and were people not paying, or was I having to chase payments up? So, okay, I need to get some FBOS. Or am I trying to book sessions in and I don't have an efficient way of giving people times because I'm texting back and forth forever and that's wasting time, so I need Calendly, and so on and so on and so on. And there's these challenges, And what you've got to realize is if you meet those challenges as they come, each challenge you get over, you only have to get over it once. Once you know how to solve the charging people challenge and the charging people valuably for your business challenge, then that challenge is solved. You never have to follow that challenge. So to get through if you get through that freak out phase, and you realize, okay, I know how to generate leads now. And of course, if you want to know more about generating actual clients and leads, just ask. I'll put it in the comments below if that's a question. But once you get through that phase, then it's measurable and you can move on through this, right? The next phase that comes is the phase of going, okay, I've now got a business that's making some money and I'm covering my costs. What do I do now? Well, now is time to scale it up. So if you've started off with a small budget, let's say you start with a $50 advert budget and you're bringing some clients in. Let's say you're generating 5 leads for that, which is about what you should be doing. It should cost you about $10 a lead, right? But you're only generating a client a week. That is not enough to sustain your business over time. You need to be generating 2.6 clients on average for the average counseling business, which will bring in people that will stay for 8 weeks on average, right? So that 2.6 number, which is a magic number, you've got to scale up to that. So you've got to go, okay, well, if I'm bringing in 1 client every 2 weeks for $50 or 2 clients, 1 client a week for $50, then you need to scale that up till you're meeting the number of clients you need to bring in to build to full capacity, and that's 2.6. And if people aren't hanging around in your business long enough, then you've got to go, okay, cool. Well, maybe I need to work on the service. So it's a chain. You work through the chain until you perfect each part of the chain. Number 1, is your advert good, or are your adverts good enough to generate click-throughs? 2, are you actually getting leads out of those people so you can convert them into clients? 3, when they come, are you performing for them? Are you giving them value for the service as they go through the business? And that can be as little as things as when they arrive, do you give them a fee schedule that they sign so that they're very comfortable with the charging schedule? Or are you giving them a disclaimer so they know their rights and what the relationship means? Or are you giving them a privacy policy, right? And those little things, all those little things you do to make your business professional, which are free, by the way, they are important to customers. When a customer comes in and becomes a client, right, and you are going through your healing process, you as counselors are building a therapeutic process with them, right? It's a therapeutic relationship. So you have to tenderly generate that relationship by giving them professionality, right? So that might be an area you need to work on. So you go through these levels of the chain until you get them right? And finally, the final phase of challenges is you've got full clientele, but you may be paying a lot to get that clientele in. So let's say you've decided that you're going to pay for clients from one of the big vendors. I won't name any of them, but obviously there's big websites that do advertising, and then you can buy your clients off them in your area. Those clients that you are generating might be costing you a lot. I know that people pay $150 for some of these leads. And if that's the case, then that's the time you go, okay, I'm spending 25 grand a year on getting clients in. I'm making 100,000, great. Now it's time to start getting good myself at generating leads and of making the business more efficient. And that is the final phase. And when you get to that phase, you can start to work into the long term of enjoying your work, getting to balance, performing for your clients, getting that meaningful stuff out of counseling and as a business that you actually fucking started the business for, right? That's why you became a counselor, because you want to heal people. And that first couple of phases, the first year, can be frustrating because you're going, I didn't sign up to do business. I signed up to be a counselor and be a healer. But guys, the reality is you need to go through the business part. And when it becomes second nature, it won't feel like business anymore. So that is how you get through this tough phase at the start. And remember this, every challenge that you go through has a solution. And all you have to do is find the cheat, the hack, to solve that problem in your business. And guys, they're out there. And if you want to go through and do the fast track, get a business coach. whether it's me or another business coach, get a coach, because they will go, okay, this is the problem you've got. This is how you solve it. Bang, done, right? If you don't have a coach, then it's going to be harder. It doesn't matter what business you run. It is always integral in that first year to have someone, a mentor who's done it before, or a business coach of some sort, right? Now, it doesn't have to be me. I'm not on here to promote. I'm here to tell you guys, honestly, that is what you need. I have a coach. I invest in that every year, and I will invest in a higher and higher level coach as my business progresses. And that is what every person in business does. If you are a counselor, you are running a business, and yes, it's about the healing, but you cannot heal people without doing the business part well. So that's how you get through it. Guys, if you've got any questions or anything at all, say hello in the comments. I'd love to see, I know there's four people watching at the moment. I'd love to hear what your major challenge is now, and pop it in the comments there. I'll answer all the questions that you guys have got. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you guys next time.